Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Fit Access News episode. This time, it's just myself, Danielle Willis, and my co-host riding with me again, Helle Trevino.
You guys.
Are you excited about today? We got some
I'm super excited. Do you realize I've been in the Olympia every year since it started in 2020. And even before that, I was also in the Olympia for a number of years. So just being behind the scenes are exciting for me.
Yeah, I know. I can tell like you every time I've had you on and every time we've been talking about, the competitions and stuff, like you light up and you get all excited and it's also been really cool because you being so experienced and entrenched in these competitions and everything, you like really know how everything goes and it's just been cool that you've been able to like walk us through just everything that you've experienced over the years. We'll be there in 2 weeks. And
2 weeks, 2 weeks, only 2 weeks even. Yeah.
I know.
I'm traveling out on the 31st. That's soon.
Yep, that is very, very soon. It feels like just like yesterday that you were helping me get ready for my first Olympia. We're going to get into some predictions today and talk about this cool lineup that we've got.
There was originally 12 on the list, but since I'm not competing, Christina Mendoza is out as well, so there's only 10 left. It's going to be a pretty small Olympia, but a very exciting Olympia because the quality, I have the names here in front of me, but it's super hard. I mean, it's super hard because, predictions is all about, who comes in shape and who nails it. And if this one does, and we've got so much talent. But I'm gonna start off by saying I don't think anyone can beat Andrea Shaw yet. With Andrea's little tiny waist and just the fullness she has and the shape she has, just hard to beat. I'll say Andrea number one, second place, Angela Yu. Do you agree with that?
I do. I believe that this year where it stands and based off of rising between the two, between the symmetry and the fullness, the full package, Angela, she was giving her a run. She was close.
Yeah, I mean,
but
everybody's beatable, but
right.
I don't think it's going to be this year for Andrea. Third place. It's tough because we have a Michaela Akart that came off third in the Rising. Forte is her conditioning, like super shredded. She was the most shredded athlete in the show. Aesthetic wise, there are still some of the others very aesthetic. I see Chelsea, Julia Witzel or Weitzel. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. She's someone to keep an eye on. She's young. She comes in super shredded. She has a really nice package, symmetrical. She looked a little bit weak on the back at the early shows, but she's really put on some size.
Brought up that back. And I'll go on here and say that I believe that Julia is going to give a lot of competitors a run. And she might come in and be a sleeper hit. I know after this Olympia, Julia Weitzel is going to make a believer out of a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too. Then we got Amela Ash, also very improved at the Rising Phoenix. It was probably her best look to date. A lot of bumps on her back and just a lot of details.
That 5D going on, not even 3D.
And then that small waist.
I know.
Like, her waist is like a 12-year-old boy, It's like,
I see that and I'm like, goals, waist goals.
So yeah, that's pretty much my top. Michaela, Chelsea, Julia, Mela, 4 in line. So it's all about how they'll place. Who would you have on third place?
They love Michaela in a lot of the shows. Rising being one where they actually gave her third and she did win Tampa. Chelsea has a nice look, like you said, the shape, all of those things, but Julia is coming in hot and packing a lot of muscle now.
Julia before Chelsea too. I mean, they They haven't quite nailed it yet with Chelsea. And I think muscle maturity wise, she needs a few more years. She needs to pack on some more thickness in her back. Aesthetically, she's up there. I don't know. I'll probably give her a 6.
So who's
Who
in
do we
third?
got
For you?
third?
Let's go with Julia.
Julia, she's coming very steady on the conditioning. She's improved her muscle wise. She also got a small waist. She could be that joker that just bashes in there. I would say Mela Ash fourth. Would Michaela beat Mela? I mean, she beat Mela on the rising. Michaela is fourth. I'll have Mela on the fifth place. I would say Chelsea number 6, and then I'll say Sherry, Natalia Kovaleva, and Rashana left. I know Natalia won the New York Pro. She needs a little bit more size on her legs. Her conditioning has been a bit not steady. With her, I'm just unsure what she's gonna bring. If she's really gonna bring it, she's gonna be a top 6 contender. I'm gonna place her at a 7th because I'm not sure what she's bringing.
She does have a nice shape, does need to definitely step up the conditioning.
Sherry Priami, I don't really like to put her on 8th place because I do really like her physique. The other ones that are in, they are so good. It's just a tough field. Sherry could be a 7th also, depending on what Natalia is bringing, because I know Sherry is bringing the conditioning.
She does. Oh, that conditioning she brought at Rising,
yeah,
was great.
So she could easily be a 7th place. My big thing is just more about like what is Natalia bringing? Is she improved from the New York Pro, or has she gone more smooth? If we had seen a more consistent conditioning gain from her at every show, I would have been more surefire to where I'd place her. Well, then we got Sherry on an 8th, and we got Rashawn and Alcyone left. What's your take? Who's out angling who?
Rashana, I mean, she does have a beautiful shape. I mean, that small waist taper, as from what I've seen, right? Alcyone, she came in pretty hard for her show and her win.
I'd say Alcyone 9 and Rashana 10. Everything can change around. You know, this is about who brings the best package, who's been working on their weaknesses, and who's coming in improved from their last show. I would love if the fans would list their top 10 or top 5 in the comments.
Helle said it best, right? Anything can happen. It's how you show up on show day, and we are 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out from Miss Olympia. So that means that honestly, this among the top 6 and 7, it could be anybody, you know, from Angie down, it could be anybody's game. And it's how they peak on show day, how we peak. So
that's another thing. I mean, the last week is crucial to how you're gonna look on stage. So any coaching errors or any you know, not carving up enough.
Coaching errors. We can all make little missteps.
Or athlete errors, or you know, not carving up enough, carving up too much, not being quite as depleted as you should have been when you start carving up. It's a lot of factors that play into role, as well as I would say also flying. I remember when I lived in Europe and I had to fly to the States and fly like 20 hours, 25 hours sometimes, and you come and you're like fully bloated from, you know, water retention from flying, and you had to get rid of that. Like the temperature difference, the time difference. Imagine the body when it's that depleted, and then you gotta, you know, change the temperature from winter to summer, and you gotta, you know, adjust to time difference, 6 to 9 hours. And then also you gotta get rid of the jet lag, because the time when you're up, you're usually sleeping, and you know that can screw you up as well. So water retention and high cortisol can definitely happen with long flights. That just stress, you know, competition stress, you know, the nerves. So it's a lot of things that can that can have an effect on how the look will be on stage. So hopefully everybody can keep it together and show up at their best.
Right, and that's what we're hoping here at Fit Access News, that the ladies all having the right resources, tools, and keeping it cool and making sure that they can again show up their best. So them showing up their best, it could be, like I said, from Angie down, anybody's game. It's all going to be a matter of what everybody's got in their arsenal and what they're prepared to pull out in 2 weeks. Out of the holster. I know, right?
We're definitely excited and we're ready to go to the Olympia and see what's going on.
Yeah, so Helle and myself, we will be there starting Olympia week. Helle's going to get there a little bit before me, but we'll be there starting coverage that Wednesday, going all the way through the week. And again, be sure to click the link, subscribe. Helle and I will also be going live during that week on Instagram. So please be on the lookout for that. We're going to do a little catch up after we check in with the ladies and see what's going on at the Olympia. So please be on the lookout for all things Olympia from myself and Helle. This has been another episode of Fit Access News. Your host, Danielle Willis, with my special co-host, Helle Trevino. As always, be good to yourselves. Click the link, subscribe, and we will see you at the Olympia.